Hi students. So today we are going to start the second chapter, Historiography, Indian Tradition. So the last chapter we already learned about what is historiography, what are the characteristics of historiography, and which historians who developed historiography. All these things already we learned. So in this second chapter we will study about the historiography in Indian tradition. In that we will study the ancient historiography of our India, the medieval historiography of our India, and last the modern historiography of our India. So let's start with the ancient historiography of our India. So as you know that about our ancient history, we don't have the written evidence. So we come to know about the deeds of our ancestors or what are the past events during that time through some mythological stories as well as some songs. So this is we call the oral sources. So about the ancient history, we have mainly the oral sources. So if you want to know about our ancestors, so from these stories or from these songs we can understand what are the important things they did. That much only the sources about the ancient history. And when we come to the Harappan civilization, from the Harappan civilization, we got some seals and some artifacts that is showing Indians are expert in the writing skill from the 3rd millennium BCE or before that. So the BCE means before Common Era or BC. So from 3rd millennium BCE onwards, we are having the writing skill for our Indian people. So many Harappan seals are available, but unfortunately up to now many seals we are not able to read. So when we able to read that one, we come to know more about the Harappan civilization. But the writing skill, it is started from that Harappan civilization. So afterwards, in our India, the writing skill is started from 3rd millennium BCE, and that it is during the period of King Ashok, the Mauryan period, that Maurya's time. That it is in like inscriptions. So inscriptions means carving on the stones. So these kings all the decrees it is written on the natural rocks or some stones it is written. So that we are calling inscriptions. So about the ancient historiography, the first we have only the oral sources. When we come to the next stage of development, the inscriptions are available. Inscriptions are available, the beginning stage only on the stones. The natural rocks or the stones, they are doing these inscriptions. And afterwards, the 1st century onwards, we can see these inscriptions on the metal plate as well as the coins. So that is the next development of the historiography in the ancient period. This only the inscriptions, but it is not on the stones, it is on the metals or the copper plates. That is also another development of the historiography in the medieval ancient period. So what are the speciality? What we can understand from these inscriptions on the copper plate as well as the coins. So about the king, their time period, their genealogy, how they developed their kingdom, their administration, their social tradition, social issues. All these things are explaining in these inscriptions on the copper plate or in the coins. So from that onwards we are getting the written evidence of the ancient historiography. So for that we want to know the expert person who is able to read these inscriptions properly. But we are getting the written evidence for that from the inscriptions. So that is another stage of development. And later our epics like Ramayana, Mahabharata, Puranas and the Buddhist text, Jain text, like that text which one written by our Indian writers and some foreign travelers, they came to India, they visited our India, so they wrote about our India. That also considered as the sources of history, that it is available in the form of written history. So that is also another development of the historiography in the ancient period. So many foreigners during that period, they came to India and visited and they wrote about our culture, our traditions. So that also considering as the source of history. At end of the ancient period or ancient historiography, so they started to write the life history or autobiography of the kings. So the example Harshacharit, it is written by Banabhatta, the history of King Harsh. So in that one he is explaining the administration of the king, social, cultural, political developments during that period. All these things he is explaining in that book, Harshacharit, written by Banabhatta. That is also one of the important example of the writing source or written source of history. And from that onwards we started the writing skill in our India. That means almost end of the ancient period we have the written sources about the history. So in the ancient historiography we started from the oral sources, and the next stage inscriptions on the stones or the natural rocks, and the next stage that also inscriptions, but it is on the copper plates or the coins. And the next stage we started the writing skill in our India. So these are the developments of the historiography of ancient period in our very interesting to know about that one copper plate it is given in our textbook, that's Sohgavara copper plate that we got from Uttar Pradesh, Gorakhpur district. So in that one some pictures are there, that mountains like that pictures it is there, and the pillars picture we can show, we can see in that picture copper plate. So pillars picture it is showing that they have the storehouses. So as per the instructions of the kings, they are collecting the food grains after the harvesting time and keeping in the storehouse, and later it is distributing to the people. When famine is there, they are distributing to the people. So that like that ideas they have from that copper plate we can understand all these things. So this is one of the example for the inscriptions. So now next period let's discuss about the remaining part of the lesson.